For those of you that are out there watching right now, has there ever been a time in your life where you wanted to do something big, or you wanted to start a new plan in your life, and you just didn't want to get started because you were waiting for that perfect moment? You wanted to get other things in your life in order. You know, you wanted to get your diet in check. Maybe you wanted to get your exercise in check first, and then you would start the new plan. Okay? Maybe you didn't want to start until you felt confident in your appearance or something like that, or what have you, you know? For whatever reason, you were just coming up with any excuse in the book to not start, right? And if you felt that way before, then you're feeling exactly how I felt over the last 2 months, I'd say. The 2 months that, if you've been watching this channel, that I haven't been uploading. And I just want to say, welcome back to the channel, guys. Okay, it's good to be back. As you can see, some things have changed. I mean, the most noticeable one, I guess, is my hair. I cut my hair off again. And it feels great. You know, when you buzz your hair off, it feels like a whole new chapter in life. Because it is. It feels like you're just, you know, along with actually removing weight, like metaphorically just removing weight in your life. But anyways, I haven't been uploading because life just kind of hit me, right? And as you guys have known from my past videos, I'm still working this job that I don't like. I was so close to quitting, but my friend slash coworker convinced me not to quit, and I'm very glad that she did, because I think I would have suffered a lot more had I quit, because I would have, you know, been having to come up with ways to make ends meet and pay bills and whatnot, you know. So I'm really glad that she convinced me not to quit. Plus, I ended up getting a promotion, so I get another $1.45 per hour, which helps a lot. But anyways, I'm still at this job. But the point is, right? The point is, over the past couple months, I haven't been uploading because I felt like I wanted to give you guys the best version of myself, right? So if I was feeling tired, or I wanted to go out and make the perfect video where I'm walking through nature or something and the sun's not out, or, you know, I wanted to get my life together, like the main pillars that I've talked about before, you know, when it comes to sleep, diet, exercise, and stuff like that, even how I look, like my hygiene, I wanted to get it all in order before I really started making a video. And I've come to realize, right, through not only YouTube, but through other means, that authenticity and being yourself is the most important. There's never going to be that perfect moment, as much as you want it to be perfect. Like, over the past couple months, I tried so hard to get everything in check, right? I wanted everything in check so that when I came back to YouTube, I could just, you know, not have to worry about those things, and my basic foundation of life would just be, you know, set up perfectly to where I could keep going without having to take a break. But what I realize is that you're never gonna excuse me, you're never gonna have everything in life in order perfectly. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be something that's out of whack that you're trying to figure out, that you don't even know the answer to yet, or anything like that. So my recommendation is to give up on, well, not, okay, maybe give up isn't the best word, but redirect your thinking, right? Stop trying to have everything so perfectly lined up before you even start on this dream or big goal that you have, and just do something every day that pushes you towards it, right? Even if I made a couple videos over the past couple months, I would be a couple videos ahead of where I'm at right now. Even if they weren't perfect, even if they sucked, you know. Just doing something every day that it's better than doing nothing, right? And yeah, it took me a couple months to really come to this conclusion, and I've realized that the videos that I've put out, that I put the most work and effort into trying to make perfect, they got the least results. As strange as that sounds, they got the least results. And the ones where I was just straight up authentic and just venting and just being myself, they actually got the most engagement, because I think that's what people want. I think that's what people want. They want reality, they want raw, they want realness, you know? They don't want some tailored, perfect piece of content. If they wanted that, they would go to Netflix, they would go to some other channel, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like the videos that I'm trying to make, like, people just want to see the real and raw, you know? When it's too tailored, it's almost like unrelatable in a way. But anyways, I came to this conclusion, right? And so I got this GoPro. If you guys can tell, it's kind of a different looking angle than my other videos. So I got this GoPro, and my new goal now is to just bring this GoPro with me everywhere I can, right? And anytime that, you know, something comes up, I see something beautiful that needs to be filmed, I have a thought that I want to share, I'm just gonna start filming it, okay? I'm gonna give you guys the real and the raw, you know, documentary style, basically, when it comes to making these videos. And I hope that through me being real and authentic, that the advice that I give and like the experience I'm showing can have even more impact, because I'm kind of showing like the real side of it, if that makes sense. And yeah, another thing I realized during these 2 months off is like the last video I made the last video I made talked about like me wanting to quit, and I didn't know if I should quit, and I didn't know how to get out of the situation that I was in and that I'm still in, but I figured out how. And the only real solution that I came up with is work. Work is the solution, right? Like, the only way I was gonna get out of the job that I'm in is to find another source of income, whether it's through self-employment or, you know, business ownership, or finding another job. And I don't have a business right now or self-employment that makes me the income that can sustain my bills. Sorry about the rain, it's raining right now. But I don't have that source of income right now, so I had to come to the conclusion that I needed a new job. And the only way to get a new job was for me to just relentlessly apply to new jobs until I got one. And I came to the conclusion, I realized that me complaining or sulking or just, you know, feeling bad about my problems and wanting more isn't gonna change anything. The only thing that's gonna change my situation is doing the work to get out of it. And it doesn't mean that I have to be exhausted every day by doing so much work that, you know, I can't handle it. It's just about adding a couple new habits every day that'll get me out of this situation. And so that's what I did. Every night I sat down and I either applied to jobs, whether it was through Indeed or company websites or anything like that. I sat down and applied to jobs, or what I also did was look for new careers, new career pathways that I could follow that would get me out of my excuse me, sorry, that would get me out of my situation. And so I kept looking and looking, couldn't find a job, right? But I ended up finding a job with this electric company. I'm not gonna say who they are, just for privacy reasons, but it's like an electrician apprenticeship, so I'm excited about that. When it came to the whole real estate thing that I talked about earlier, like, I ran into issues because real estate requires some like upfront capital to be able to sustain yourself until you can make that first sale. So I had to pivot and I had to find something else. But the point is, work is the solution. If you want to get out of these issues that you're in, yeah, you might fall into something lucky and someone might save you, but chances are it's up to you to get out of it, right? And the only solution is doing the work every day to get out of it. And I know that's hard to hear sometimes because you feel like exhausted every day. That's how I feel. You feel so exhausted from the situation that you're already in that, like, how could you possibly do any more work than you're already doing, you know? But just try to find it within you. Try to find that extra piece of time that you're wasting that you could use to do something productive, like look for new jobs, look for a new place to live, a new environment. And every day, just do something that's going to get you closer to that. You know, actually sit down and write it out and make a plan. And don't just think about it in your head and constantly ponder. Come up with specific dates that you want to have things done, you know? Like for me, I want to move somewhere new, so I've been looking into like Austin, Texas, for example. And my goal is to set a date, and by that date, I want to have completely moved, right? So then once you set that date in your mind, everything will start to shift. You'll start to come up with plans for how you can work towards it, okay? But when it's just a thing in your imagination, you can start to get distracted with life, and then a week goes by, a month goes by, a year goes by, and you still haven't even started on the plan, right? And sorry about the rain, guys. But it brings me back to my point where, like, things are never going to be perfect, okay? Things are never going to be perfect. Just get started. Be authentic. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. And just get started. And just do a little bit of work every day that can get you towards your goal. Okay? Sorry, I've been clearing my throat this whole video. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm glad to be back on YouTube. I've been thinking about it for the last 2 months. Just so you guys know, I haven't forgot about you. Again, sorry. Belmont, thank you for the comment. I'm sorry I haven't responded to you. I just want you to know that I see you. Yeah, I see you. I really appreciate you for, like, you know, reaching out and all that. I'm sorry, you know? I'm sorry. I've been checked out the last 2 months. So, like, literally the last 2 months, I just completely checked out of life. Even, like, friends in my personal life, I just haven't been responding to, and I'm sorry. And that's what I realize is, like, I keep trying to come to these perfect moments where I'm completely ready to respond, but that just doesn't happen, you know? It's better to just be real and upfront right away and just be authentic, because that's what people love about you. And to people out there that are, you know, thinking about trying new things, like, just know that people want to see you. Like, the real authentic piece of you, that's the only thing that sets you apart from the rest of the world, you know? So share that, because that's the valuable piece that this world needs. And so yeah, Belmont, I appreciate you reaching out. I'm gonna respond. And to the other people that have, you know, watched the content or followed, I appreciate it. But yeah, that's the plan from here on out. That's the plan from here on out. I'm not gonna have as much, you know, curated, scripted content, and it's gonna be just bring the GoPro with me and just document. You know what I mean? See something cool, press record. I got something I want to say, press record. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna post it. So if it seems like maybe my content isn't as edited as it should be, or anything like that, I'm not gonna focus on that, you know? Because if I get too caught up in the editing and stuff like that, it's gonna turn it into more work than it needs to be, and then I might stop doing it. So after years of doing YouTube in different ways on different channels, I've learned that, like, you know, making your workload simple to the point where you can make it repeatable and, you know, continue doing it. That's the key. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'm glad to be back on the channel. I'm glad to be back. Just remember those two things. If you're in a situation that you want to get out of, at the end of the day, work is the solution. You're overweight. The only way you're gonna do it is either through cutting the calories or going to the gym. You know what I mean? Or doing a workout. That's it. You're in a job you hate. The only way to get out is finding a new job. Like, don't use any of that energy or anger into sulking and just, you know, getting yourself down. Just try to redirect it and make a plan and just start working towards it. And you know, the other piece of advice is just be yourself, be authentic. And I've had rejection in the past, whether it's through YouTube of people not watching my content or not engaging or not caring, or even in, you know, relationships where I've gone on a first date and there was no connection, but mainly because, you know, I wasn't being myself. It was super surface level because I was trying to come up with the perfect response to say, instead of just saying who I am, you know, and letting myself be known, because that's where all of us thrive, in being ourselves, you know, instead of trying to be perfect, right? And I've even had someone tell me that, like, just be yourself. You don't need to come up with the perfect response. When you try to come up with this perfect response, especially like on a first date or something, it's going to be very surface level. It's just going to be small talk, and then they're going to leave and there's going to be no connection, you know? Don't be afraid to share who you are. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, and people are going to respect you much more. People are going to respect you much more when you speak your truth and you be, you know, just who you are, with the flaws and everything, right? I mean, you guys might even see some mess in my back seat right now. In the past, when I've made videos in the car, like, I try to like hide things and make sure my back seat looks clean, but like, forgive my French, but like, fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Let's just hit the fucking record button, dude. You know what I mean? So what? No one likes my content. So what? Someone wants to make fun of, you know, something, or they think, you know, maybe I shouldn't have shown that. That's embarrassing. Who the fuck cares, dude? At least I'm being myself, right? And that's what I want to give you guys, okay? At least I just want to give you guys the raw and the fucking real, okay? But anyways, I think I made my point. I'm going to respond to the people that have engaged. Like I said, Belmont, I appreciate you. To the other people, I appreciate you too for watching. Maybe you guys aren't even there anymore. Maybe you guys have given up on this channel because I haven't uploaded in 2 months. In which case, I understand. Maybe no one's gonna watch this. But yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm excited and I'm ready to just tackle this in a new way, in a fresh way, and like just be, you know, just go through life like unapologetically me. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to do the same thing. Just be unapologetically you. And I think you'll see some great results from it. But let me know if you guys have any thoughts about this in the comments, or, you know, you feel the same thing in your life. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. And that's about it. We're back, baby. It's 2 months off. It wasn't too bad, but we're back, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.